Hi everyone. So this video is the first in a series about useful information, tips and such not included in my vlog. This video is about Cuban Motion, what it is basically, and then also what not to do. Because sometimes you'll learn a bad habit and you don't know it's a bad habit because no one's told you it's a bad habit. So hopefully this video will help provide an explanation as to what Cuban Motion is and how to protect your knees from undue wear and tear. Enjoy! Cuban Motion, what is it? Well, with dancing, it usually refers to Latin dancing, the hip movement, and to a less extent, body movement. What I mean by this, if you see someone do rumba, cha-cha, any dance, they don't just go, no movement, there's ba-da, ba-da. You can see there's hip movement, there's body movement, that's Cuban Motion. Now, how does it work? Well, in dancing, there's three basic planes of movement as far as I understand. First one is the hips themselves, which is when they move across from left to right. The second is rotational movement. So there, the whole body can actually move as well, but it's more the hips. And the third is obviously body isolation, where the hips can stay still and the bodies move. How does this help with Cuban Motion? Well, let's take, for example, the most common training practice, the figure eight. It's not, you can't just wiggle and think it's going to work. When you do a figure eight, you're literally doing figure eights with your hips. You move your feet together, feet apart. Feet apart is usually easier, but either way. So you do there, so you see you bring your hip forward, and you see you do figure eights. Now this is a basic Cuban Motion exercise. You do. For the record, I'm not an expert dancer, never have been, probably never will be. So everything in here is my understanding of Cuban Motion and what I know. So if it is wrong, that is a possibility that it's not 100% correct. So I am open to correction. The first thing you do is you move your body weight over. You can do bent leg or straight leg. So let's do bent leg. So move your body weight over, then you straighten the knee. Move your body weight over, and you straighten the knee. But what you can also do is pull your hip back when you turn. So it's not just you stick it out. Because if you stick it out too much, you see that angle is too much of an angle. You need to keep it more of a straight leg. So when you do it, pull the hip back, pull the hip back. And that's how you can do that figure eight. It's literally hip back, back, pull back, across, pull back, across, pull back. But if you notice what I'm doing, my heels stay on the ground. My weight is not on my heel, so I could literally, you can put a piece of paper underneath it. But my heel is still on the ground. Which brings me to the next thing. What not to do with Cuban Motion. There's two main things that two misconceptions. One is underusing the knees, the other is overusing the knees. Underusing the knees, this is when people forget that the knees exist. So they think Cuban Motion, and they move like that. As you can see, it's really bad. The second is overusing the knees. Because true, Cuban Motion does use the knees, but it also uses the hips, also uses the body weight, also uses the ankles. So often what happens is studios will teach you to just use the knees, and that does get the hips going, but it places so much strain on your knees. Year or two, you're going to have sore knees and you're going to have problems. What I mean is when you do this, instead of going, bah, you see the knees do work, but if you lift the heel off the ground to get that hip motion, now there's too much strain on the knees, as you can see, because heel down, nice. As soon as you lift it up, you see how far the hip goes, it's too much. So if your studio is doing this, you need to question it and ask them why they're doing it. Example again, versus, you see the difference. Now, cha-cha, Cuban Motion, figure eights, rumba, Cuban Motion, figure eights. These are two exercises you can do. I'm not teaching you exercises because there's a lot of videos online that explain it way better than I ever could. But I'll just show you in time how it goes. So let's start with rumba. Let's go. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick. As you can see, when you do the arms, the body moves naturally, and it helps. Cha-cha, a little different, because you don't have that and relax. There's no release. So cha-cha is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So always remember, heels on the ground, use your knees, use your ankles, use your hips, but use everything. International style, they prefer more of a straight knee. American style, they prefer more of a bent knee, and you bring it over. Which one's correct? Well, it depends which syllabus you're dancing with. International, I do a kind of a mixture of the two, because whatever feels comfortable, I go with that. As I said, I'm not an expert. I don't know everything about dancing, I'm just explaining how I understand it. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, criticisms, complaints, agreements, whatever, leave a comment below. Also, leave a comment asking what you'd like to see next, and then when I do my next helpful hint video, maybe 2-3 weeks time, I will have a look at the comments and see what we can use.